Hi BookTube, it's Peg. I am back here at the History Shelf. Thanks for returning. It looked like my channel was hijacked for a brief 6 seconds earlier today. The bacon has been passed around, and now I am back here at my channel doing my thing, which is history. And I'm really excited for this video, where I'm going to highlight a recent book haul, but I want to show you my current collection of some military history titles. So, as you may know, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, I am a military history fan as well as just general history. I enjoy, in-depth, thick books on military history, but I also like really scannable overviews. I'm just all about it. I subscribe to different magazines that are military history related, ancient warfare, medieval warfare, military history quarterly. I mean, the list goes on, and I will be making another video where I just highlight all of my magazines, which I have promised to do. But this book haul is going to focus on a certain publisher, and I have been collecting, and I love the books they put out, and that is Osprey Publishing, and that is O-S-P-R-E-Y, Osprey Publishing. And I'll leave a link to their website below. But generally what they do is they put out very, they're thin little volumes. Each volume might run around upwards of anywhere from 60 to 90 pages, depending on the focus of the book. They have several different lines of books. So they have books that focus on warriors, and they will call those elite. They have campaign books. They have they have essential histories. And you just saw on this channel the other day one of their newer lines, which I just got my first one from my brother-in-law for Christmas, which is the combat line. And as you can see, it's very thin line. Goldie's having a sneezing fit over there. And then she's flapping. So it always happens on these videos.
Because she hasn't had bacon.
She didn't have the bacon. Goldie didn't hijack my channel. It was the Barkies, the Boomer and Gidget. So this is their newest line, the combat line. You can see this one is number 2 in the series. And the collector, I think a lot of you can relate, especially those who love collecting series. You get a kick out of just, I gotta have the complete set kind of thing. And it's fun just to go along and to collect them. But let me show you what I currently own of Osprey. And we'll start with, right here is the stack that I have right now. So as you can see, there's Osprey down here on the side. And then as you can see up here, let me try to do this for you. They have different colored bands at the top that indicate the what type of history line, I guess you could call it, that they're looking at, or what the product line. We'll start with the one I have the most of right now, which are the campaign series, which are my favorites. As you can see, and then they're all numbered on the side. We'll start with, I think this is one of the newer ones. Well, I love ancient history, so maybe we should just kind of start there. Let me get centered here again. They took over everything. I'm having to fix everything. I think one of the first ones I bought was Thermopylae, 480 BC, the last stand of the 300. Now, what makes these, and as you can see, campaign, and what I enjoy about these books is if I just want to get a quick and dirty account, and not dirty, they're very well written, and they have usually a lot of the same authors who write specifically for Osprey and for these books. You can get in, find out a lot about a battle, and just have a lot of wonderful visual aids. maps, which I love the most, I think, are the maps and the artwork. Let me see here if I can find. So, like, Thermopylae is one of my favorite ancient battles to study. The Greek and the Persian wars, and okay, so here's the maps. Now, it doesn't go into a lot of extreme detail. Now see, here's the artwork, which reminds me of my the magazines that I subscribe to, Ancient Warfare and Medieval Warfare. I love these full-page spreads of original artwork. And they'll give you almost like a 3D imagery on the map the third day. I love it. I'm just a military history nut. So hopefully, this is appealing to those of you out there who enjoy military history. That's why the title of the video calls that out. So if you're not into military history, you can move along. And of course, I just thank all of my viewers who watch anyway, whether they're into military history or not. But I geek out on this stuff. So they go into again, an overview of a battle. So it doesn't take you into extreme depth, but you get the gist of it, and you get an idea of where you'd like to go further in your studies. So they're great. They're great references, and again, I really enjoy artwork, images, pictures of the battlefields. So yes, that's Thermopylae. I have this one. They have a ton of ancient history ones. Oh, here's my other favorite battle. The Battle of Salamis, 480 BC, the naval campaign that saved Greece. This one is so wonderfully illustrated. The artwork on here is, I just love this stuff. I could just look at this stuff all day. You can see that. It gives you your imagination. It gives you more images next time you're just reading a book. On these things that doesn't have a lot of visualizations of what it might have looked like. So these are great in giving you. This one is the inset. Oh, this was great. This one right here, this picture, and it tells you exactly what's going on here on the triremes. Yes, I think when I saw this, when I was browsing the teaser stuff, I saw these things about, what the inside of the trireme looked like. I was like, I have to get this book. Gives you like an after the battle account. Yeah, love it. These are great little, again, this one ran to 96 pages with, index and everything. I think Thermopylae was 96. Next one I have is Pylos and Sphacteria, 425 BC, Sparta's Island of Disaster. And you can see that. They're great. These are great little books. Again, just love it. I feel like I'm not centered here. Okay. You know what? Maybe I'll move over here. There we go. And then I'll just kind of hold it up this way. There we go, because I was getting pushed off. All right. So, again, just you've got pictures of antiques, replicas, pictures of the island, really detailed maps of the movements as they occurred. Love it. This is great. Oh, I love the old helmets. So, if you have an interest, I'd say check one of these out. Easy breezy read, and it's just fun collecting them as well. They're high quality paper and print. Oh, and this one, I guess we're jumping ahead in time a little bit. So I'll just finish up on the campaign series, but this one I got for Poitiers, AD 732. Charles Martel turns the Islamic tide. I got this book as one of many books I used for a paper I wrote when I was working on my history degree. When I wrote a paper on Poitiers. So this one was also very helpful. I guess they're all running to 96 pages. I think that is standard. I think price-wise, I actually am a member of Osprey Publishing. You can purchase a level of membership, which is gold, silver, or bronze, and you get different benefits with each one. So I'm gold, and that's like $10 a month, and you get 30% off their titles. Most of these books run about, this one is US $19.95, so you know, on Amazon they might be marked down by a dollar or two, but not by much. But I'm a member, a paying member, and I get 30% off of the list price. So that's how I'm trying to accrue my collection. And Poitiers campaign is 190. But again, maps, pictures, different, you know. I don't know what it is about it. I'm just really intrigued by battle, and especially ancient battle. Yeah, so I have Poitiers. And then this is my most recent campaign that I purchased, taking me to the other side of the world. I hope, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I should have looked that up before I started recording. I apologize. But this is Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan, okay, 1519 to 1521, Clash of Civilizations. I'm also very intrigued by the New World, and especially, oh gosh, Central Mexico, you know, basically where the Aztecs kind of clashed with the Spanish conquistadors. And this was new, and I just really I've been wanting to discover more of this side of the world, and what the battles look like there. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this energy. It's awesome. Such just vibrant colors in the artwork. Outstanding pictures of statues and relics. Can't say enough. Okay, so and that's 96 pages as well. So this comprises my fledgling campaign series, right? But it's growing because I'm adding a new one, which I'll show you in a second. All right, so the other types of books they put out, I'll do this one real quick. This is the Warrior series. And I have a fascination with, obviously, ancient Greece. Big fan of studying Sparta and Spartan warriors and their way of life. And this is Spartan Warrior, 735 to 331 BC. So the Warrior series it doesn't really go into any type of campaign. It just describes the life of a warrior, what their how they trained, what their equipment looked like, what a day in the life of a warrior, in this case a Spartan warrior, was like. And these are a little bit shorter. These are like 64 pages, but you still do get the artwork, which is very cool. In this case, what their tactics were, what kind of, how their units were formed and arranged prior to battle, and of course weaponry and defense, their shields, and then just, their burial rites and things like that. And so I love these, and this is Warrior number 163. So they have a lot. They have a lot of different, and I'm going to be adding to that shortly with what I'm going to show you. The next line of products or books that they print are called Elite. and they are marked with the green top. And I have 3 elites, and what the elites do is, the elite series is the history of military forces, artifacts, personalities, and techniques of warfare. So it's a little hodgepodge, whereas the warrior books were the daily lives of history's fighting men and women, past and present, detailing their motivation, training, tactics, weaponry, and experiences. So the elite takes a broader view. Yeah, and this one is also very fascinated by the Carthaginians. Obviously the Punic Wars. I'm a big fan of the study of the Punic Wars and the wars between Rome and Carthage. And this one takes you through 2nd century BC. Carthaginians. These are 64 pages. So the campaigns are the bigger books. The warriors and elites are a little thinner. But again, just wonderfully illustrated, very visual. Love the artwork. I can't say enough. So these are the elites. The other 2 books I have on them are the ancient Assyrians. Were fascinating to me, even just from my biblical studies. I find the Assyrians intriguing. They were such a warlike culture. That's just what they were bred to do. Their statuary, or the rock carvings there, and this, what do you call this, a relief, bas relief. That's all they were. It was just based on their performance in war, and of course, they are accounted for in the Old Testament. The battles between them and the Israelite and Judean tribes, I believe. Oh, these are very nice indeed. We have some more. Oh, sorry about that. I am completely upside down. Yes. I just can't get enough. And I subscribe to an archaeology magazine, and, a lot of this stuff kind of looks at that, artifacts, and, like the helmets that are found at the site, and it even gives a representation of one of the forts, like the blueprint, or I guess you would call that just the archaeological disposition of where the primary walls were found. So the ancient Assyrians. And then, because I'm also intrigued by early Roman history before they were Rome on the Italian peninsula, I've always been intrigued by the Etruscans. And this is the 9th through 2nd centuries BC. I've always been curious to know more about the Etruscans, and as far as their ability to defend their land as Rome started, or the Romans became stronger and started to spread out. I always loved how the Etruscans had a very egalitarian society. I think I've seen the statue, the famous, or is it it shows the man and the woman lounging together on a couch, and just hanging out together, and there's equals, and I just think the Etruscans were kind of cool that way. Got some really cool armor pictures and drawings here. All right, well, I'll keep this rolling. I know we're at 19 minutes. Okay, so like the final one that I own is Essential Histories. And these run to about 94, 96 pages as well. So Essential Histories, they come in this darker cover, like there'll be a red bottom. They all have a similar look, so it's going to be kind of like this reddish orange cover. The Essential Histories are a multi-volume history of war seen from political, strategic, tactical, cultural, and individual perspectives. And this is Essential Histories number 68, the Indian Mutiny, 1857 to 1858. And I also used this book for another paper I wrote while I was going for my degree. And I wrote about the Indian Mutiny, which was also known as, and I can't believe I am spacing on it right now. Drives me crazy that I can't remember it, but that's okay. I'll come to it in a minute. But these are, again, just a nice, quick 50,000 level foot, kind of overview of just the things that led to the event, the ramifications as far as, it leads you to read further is what I'm, trying to impart, I guess. I wouldn't count on these books just to give you everything you need to know about an event. Like this one right here, it gives you a taste, and then you'd want to explore further. So those are the three, and they have like I think a line called Weapons, and it's just all about the weapons. So I don't have as much interest in the weaponry books. Not really. People interest me more than things, so I'm not really into the weaponry books. But and then of course they have the new line of combat, and this is my first one. So anyway, they're having a big sale right now, 70% off on a lot of different titles across the spectrum, whether it's Campaign, Warrior, Elite, etc. And of course I have the 30% off. My hair is driving me crazy. I have the 30% off, so I kind of loaded up a little. And I picked up, these are the new ones I picked up. And I added a lot of combat, because I have been wanting a lot of these combat ones. I've had my eye on them for a long time. And since it's also Friday, right? So happy Friday, and this could be my Friday reads in addition. Let's see if I can do this. There's any type of order. I'll just go from the lowest number going up. I think it's not really chronological, I don't think. No, it isn't. It's just as when they come out, that's what the number they get. This is Viking Warrior versus Anglo-Saxon Warrior. England, 865 to 1066. Again, I just love their artwork. I get so geeked on it. They talk about like the big battles. There's 1066, Stamford Bridge. Is it Stamford? Yep, Stamford. Maps. Current archaeological digs. These have a very clean look to them. I like them a lot with them ash down. So, yeah. The combat series, I'll just kind of read to you how they describe it, are insights into the realities of frontline combat. And you'll get innovative split screen artwork, which I love. Expert analysis combined with gripping historical accounts and strategic and tactical maps. So this was my new acquisition. The next one I got is Templar Knight versus Mamluk Warrior, 1218 to 1250. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the names of the authors. Well, you will see them on here, but this is by David Campbell. Again, this covers the fighting men of the Crusader and Egyptian armies, and I just find that fascinating. I think Jason at thinking of Jason at Old Blues chapter and verse, but no. Jason at Byways and Bookland is also a big Crusaders fan, or Crusader, interested in that period. I think you might find that of interest. See if I can show you some beautiful artwork here. Well, oh, this is really cool. Yeah, I like how they compare the two as far as I love it. Just their kit, their armor, and here's the Templar. Very nice indeed. All right, and the next one I got is going back a ways, back to ancient history, which again is my passion. Roman Legionary versus Carthaginian Warrior. So that kind of ties into the other books that I have on that. This is set for the Second Punic War, 217 to 206 BC, also by David Campbell. Some more artwork. Again, overviews of, we got the Battle of Cannae. Sorry guys, really good maps. which is essential for me when I'm reading about battles. I have to see the movements, where the units were placed. It helps me to visualize. But yeah, they got these really cool key maps. So I was really excited. I hit myself in the face. Really excited to get that one. And then finally for the combat series, I've added Greek Hoplite versus Persian Warrior. 499 to 479 BC by Chris McNabb. And this is, I think this was like one of the first ones I saw that I was like, oh yeah, gotta add this to the library. Again, just covering battles I've read about 100 times before, but it never gets old for me. I can keep reading about the ancient Greek wars, and it never, there's always something new to discover, you know? So, and again, these are, okay, this book is like 80 pages. I'm trying to see. So I think Warrior or Combat goes a little longer. They have a set length as well. So you go from like 90 pages on a campaign to 80 pages on a Combat series book. 64 for Warrior and Elite. Anyway, I know I'm geeking out on this, guys. Thank you for your patience. I've got two more that I picked up, and one is to add to my Warrior series, and this is Roman Legionary, 109 to 58 BC. The age of Marius, Sulla, and Pompey the Great. So that's pretty cool. This again, 64 pages. Ooh, what a nice, look at that artwork. Out in the winter snow. Gnaeus Petreius takes command. Oh, thanks for your patience. Hopefully it's just the military, the geeks that are still with me here. You know who you are. You love this stuff too. And then just the general history along with the military stuff. So that's the one I picked up. And then I added one more to my campaign collection, and this is campaign number 329. And this is, and I hadn't heard of this battle before. So this is new, and I'm going to be learning something new. This is Mutina. 43 BC, Mark Antony's struggle for survival. This one was marked way down. Some were like so dirt cheap. I think it was Roman Legionary. And this one that were like, one was like $5.95 and one was $7.95, and that's super cheap. So again, if you guys are interested, now's the time to go check out Osprey with their 70% off. It might be, if you want to take a chance on one and just see what it's like, now's the time. But yeah, so this one is about Mark Antony's legions declared for him, leading to a renewed outbreak of civil war. Antony moved into northern Italy and besieged the city of Mutina, which was held by Decimus Brutus for the Senate. There he was quickly sandwiched between the city walls on one side and the newly arrived Senate-backed forces of Octavian and the two consuls of the day, Aulus Hirtius and Caius Vibius Pansa, on the other. So it was a battle fought there in April 43 BC. I'll let you know who wins. Okay. All right, so those are my Osprey titles. I guess, actually, let's see if I could do a whole stack now. I've got quite the stack, and I need to start ordering them in the numbers as they appear. Here we go. Wow. Again, they're good quality paper. Like this stack right here is quite heavy because the paper stock is nice and glossy and a nice thickness to it. So these will stand up to a lot of wear and tear and rereading, and I will be rereading these for the rest of my natural life because they're fabulous and I love them. And that is my Osprey collection, and it will keep growing. I'll keep sharing with you guys as I get new ones here and there, but at least now you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully you found this enjoyable, and maybe there's something here of interest to you. But just know that they cover all range of warfare. It's not just ancient world. They cover all the battles up through past World War II. You go into Vietnam, you go into Korea, They even have some stuff that goes into, they've covered, I think, some of the Falklands War. I think it goes up almost to present day. There's some of their titles. So great publisher, great overviews of military history that can just prick your interest and get you started down the road to discovering what, interests you. And there's always like a recommended reading as well. Further reading, I love that they do that. Primary sources, secondary sources. So these are just great references. Just everything you need to just get started. And even if you're someone like me who's read a lot about these battles before, like Thermopylae and Salamis and just Sparta, you don't get tired of it. You can just go through it and just find enjoyment all over again. But anyway, all right, well, that's a 30-minute video. Did not expect to do that. But hope you're having a great Friday, everybody, and I'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye.